One of the most important human rituals that your puppy must learn to respect is mealtime. If you don't start young in setting up a strict routine, you could end up with serious problems down the line. You need to be a strong pack leader at feeding time, or your puppy could become dominant or aggressive regarding food. Here's how I taught Junior to become submissive at mealtime. 4-month-old puppy already learning the basics of how we feed here at the Dog Psychology Center. Nose, eyes. Nobody is excited. Again, nose, eyes. Look at those beautiful eyes looking at me. Eye contact. Very good. I practice taking his food away from him so that he learns that I control the food. This prevents food aggression in the future. So you can come here, eye contact, and give it back. Very important exercise, extremely important. Here's the payoff. 40 months later, Junior knows his manners, and mealtime becomes a joy, not a source of stress. Here, but he's not looking at the food, he's looking at me. On my eyes, eye contact. Nose, eyes. And watch what happens, see? Food is on the floor, Junior took over, everybody gave space. So what I do for the puppies is, for reinforced purpose, is that I feed the elders members of the pack in order for them to also understand discipline from the elders in the pack. Now, some members of the pack do get excited about the feeding ritual. Some they already know to be calm. Let me just describe the intensity in the room. It's not hostile, it's not tense, it's no aggression whatsoever. I do allow a little bit of dominance from the elders. There you go. Look at right there. I didn't say anything. He just went and copied the other members of the pack. You know, dealing with pit bulls, dealing with bulldogs, dealing with Rottweilers, dealing with Mastiff. Just give yourself a little bit more time than the rest of the breeds.
Let's review. Number 1, mealtime should be calm time. 2, your puppy must understand that as the pack leader, you are in control of food and feeding time.
Roxy, oh! Roxy, no!
Housebreaking a puppy shouldn't be a big drama, but when it isn't done right, it becomes an owner's worst nightmare. Accidents happen, but rule number 1 of housebreaking is start with a strict routine. To promote housebreaking, I put all the puppies in the kennels right after feeding time. About 30 minutes later, we all went to the backyard where they did their business. This is my backyard. This is the bathroom. There he goes. This takes a little while for Angel to fix it. This little spot. So sometimes we have to wait with some dogs, and some dogs are just extremely quick. Obviously, we're not done with housebreaking. Never get upset because the dogs pee. Number 1 for housebreaking. Otherwise, they learn how to touch your buttons. Second is, we have to make sure we clean this thing again and again and again. So that's actually, to me, the key of housebreaking, besides having a scheduling the water and everything. If we leave the scent, or if we don't clean it, if we don't address it right away, it soaks right in, and then it's like an invitation of coming and do it again. So you can also use puppy pads if you don't have a yard. To maximize the success of using wee pads or newspapers, we have to find an area that is small enough for them, and is small enough for us also to cover it up with this new or foreign object for them to use the bathroom, because naturally dogs or animals don't use wee pads to use the bathroom. We know that. But if they don't have another place to go, that's the place they will use. And that's the concept we want to maintain in mind, you know, that if we give them not options to use the bathroom anywhere else, that's how they become conditioned to use the bathroom in that foreign area. In the beginning, you might use a little bit more than usual. You pretty much are going to cover all the area that your dog is going to have access to it, right? Because dogs, when they use the bathroom, they begin tracking the area that it smells the most, and then they start going in circles. So you don't know if your dog is going to pee here, here, or here. This is why we're covering all the area, that she has an option to it, because that what we're going to find out is which side of the wee pad uses it the most. Then eventually you will start removing one of them at a time until you end up with the one that she always uses. They're very consistent. This is why we have to be very consistent as well. And the consistency is that we can't give any other options. So in the beginning, we're going to use all the area that we're going to give a dog access to it before we actually only use one wee pad. And if a dog only drops or only uses the one area, you must remove that wee pad and bring a new one, because they won't use the bathroom and on their own pee. It's not the same as if another dog comes and pee over that, they will use it again. But when it's their own, they only use it once. So in the beginning, you are going to utilize a lot of the wee pads and understand that this is the process before you feel, okay, my dog is now finally potty trained.
Let's review. Number 1, establish a routine with your puppy. If possible, place your puppy in a kennel for 15 to 30 minutes after eating. Then take the puppy outside to do its business. 2, make sure to clean any soiled area until it is completely free of any scent. 3, do not punish your puppy if there is an accident.
No!
4, if you don't have a yard, puppy pads can be an effective way of teaching your puppy where to do his business inside the house.